Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
I'm sorry. This is the last video on Nikola. I am shorting. We're going to take a look at Nikola earnings because it's horrendous. They openly lied on the conference call, and I can't believe that this is actually happening. I'm sorry to Bulls. I'm not trying to start a fight, but I am going to show some blatant lies. So.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
Dude, this company is the gift that keeps on giving from entertainment standpoint. It's like watching a train collide with a wall.
It's wild, dude. I'm going to show you exactly how they increase their money. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to start a war. I understand there's Nikola Bulls. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I personally hate this company. I think I've done everything I can to show their financial reports, and people are just not gonna get it. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But for the people who are shorting, I know they're down to $2. Or $2.50. I started shorting. Full disclosure, this is a horrible report. All right, so let's get started. This is their actually like what they brag about here. You know, this is their
the highlights.
Yeah, increased unrestricted cash by 107 million in quarter two. Okay, I'm going to show all these other numbers. It's not important, but I want to read the statement from the CEO, who's no longer the CEO. Nikola has turned the corner and is well on the way to executing our business plan and achieving profitability. Not even close. We have
Profitability.
Profitability.
Okay.
We have nearly doubled our unrestricted cash position while also substantially reducing our spending. First lie. It's actually the most they've spent in most quarters for like the last 2 years. We continue to drive forward in our mission to decarbonize heavy-duty trucking and ensure Nikola is successful for the long haul. And then our management team is highly focused on delivering trucks to customers at scale. Yeah, that's not important. For people saying that hydrogen is the future, I don't necessarily think it is, but there's a bunch of hydrogen companies. Doesn't mean that this is going to be the one. So let's look at the record number of trucks they shipped. So 2023, they produced 33, actually way less than 50, which was a year ago prior. Just throwing that, okay? And trucks shipped 45, and then less than 2. Perfect. Their gross margin, significantly worse, and their net loss, horrible, terrible, way worse than the year ago period.
Yeah. I mean, another $50 million loss, increase year over year. It's cool, totally cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Totally. Now, I've shown this multiple times. Okay, it's just it's so you can see this is just cash on hand. This is not any other aspect like goodwill or how much inventory they have. Just cash on hand and cash equivalents. You can see the rate that they're going down. I just wanted to add this. Okay, so you can see how much they lost each quarter. All right.
Yeah, their cash burn. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not total cash burn because this is only looking at like 2 aspects of this. So we're short, and it doesn't take into account the fact that there's like 5 offerings in between here, right?
Yeah.
Now you can see they added 105 million or billion. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
How'd that happen?
How'd they do that?
Yeah.
Let's
How did
look
they
at
do that?
how they did it, right? Because this looks like a great number. Okay. So almost 100 of it was a stock offering in April. All right.
Okay.
They had another 49 million from the sale and lease back of its 400 acres in Coolidge, Arizona. They sold the land and then had a lease agreement so then they could then pay for said land because they're so desperate for cash. They don't even own the land that their facilities are on anymore. Awesome.
Hey, Dylan, I know it doesn't really get too cold in Arizona, but like if it did get cold, would you maybe just take your couch and like chop it up and throw it in a fire pit to like keep warm? That's basically what they did here.
It'd be super smart. Yeah, you're definitely not shooting yourself in the fucking foot.
No, not at all.
58 million, more stock sales with Citi, 26 million net proceeds from divesting its joint venture with Iveco.
Okay.
And then this is the one that your face is covering it on purpose. This is the one that Nikola Bulls is like, look at the numbers. 12 million in sales and 3 million in other.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That brings us down to 139 million cash burn. This is not the total. This is just looking at this. Okay. So using the same metric, they're actually,
one point. $12 million in sales. That's roughly equivalent to 3 Chick-fil-A locations, just to give you an idea of how pathetic that is for a company that is like changing the world.
is it really?
Yeah, a Chick-fil-A sells about $4 million per revenue per year per location.
That's a dope stat. All right, cool. So Chick-fil-A could probably enter the hydrogen business tomorrow and already be more successful. Perfect. If you look at the numbers, they're in no way slowing down. They're actually more than usual with the exception of a couple of years. Now, here's where this gets worse. You're like, Dylan, how's this going to get worse? I'm going to show you. All right. So the left is Q1. The right is the quarter we just had, right? So they dropped a little bit in restricted cash, right? Obviously, look, they had this big number here. They increased their cash, right? Their inventory is actually down almost a third, okay?
Okay.
Current assets went up. When you look at total current assets, this is after selling the land to raise money, multiple share backs, trying to get all the cash you possibly can, they still actually lost money. Okay, and I'm going to show you why. Still with me?
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. Now, this is the CEO who's not the CEO anymore. Nikola has turned the corner as well on the way to exiting, getting profitability, blah, blah. We have nearly doubled our unrestricted cash while also substantially reducing our spending. Then the CFO comes on. Yeah, we went from the estimated 150 million to 148 million cash burn. Substantial. Would you say 2 million substantial when you're at about 150?
No, I wouldn't say so. That wouldn't be the word I would use. Prudent, maybe minimal. Maybe.
Yeah, minimal. A rounding error, if you will.
Yeah.
Here's the other part that no one will talk about. They can't sell their shit. All right. And I don't know why this is not the number one thing for bulls, right? They should be producing a certain amount of trucks to the point where they can't produce them fast enough, right? They're trying to sell everything they have. No, they still have an overhang with 139 BEVs and 92 unsold trucks at dealers. They sold, what was it, like 36 or something this last quarter, or like 46? They have 4 times that just hanging out, and they can't get rid of them, right? Maybe because they fucking catch fire. I mean, that might be a problem, never know. The company expects to deliver 60 to 90 trucks in Q3. Good luck. And then with revenue of 18 million to 28 million. Okay, yeah, let's dream on that. You've actually produced less trucks and sold less than a year ago, but that's fine. Full year deliveries, 300 to 400 trucks. And this is where this is a little bit of a problem. They are literally have the capacity to do 2,400 trucks a year. Okay? They can't sell 1% of that. Why are they spending all this money on these massive production facilities when for a full year they're going to do like what is that? 1/6 of that?
Of their capacity? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And meanwhile, you have 3 months of money after selling your land. Like, what are you doing?
Have they considered pivoting to chicken sandwiches? Because I think it's a more profitable business. I would highly advise the new, now third Nikola CEO to consider that pivot.
Fourth.
In my opinion.
Fourth CEO.
Wow.
Fourth CEO in 4 years. Nikola's net loss for the whole quarter, because there's other things we didn't talk about, but was 217.8 million. Okay. Now remember, they substantially reduce their losses and cash burn. But a year ago, they lost 173 million. I'm not a math wizard, but I'm pretty sure they did worse. Would you agree on that one?
That would be because 217 is a larger number than 173. And I no accounting degree, but I would think that means you lost more money since it's a loss.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not picking on bulls here. This is only this company. I don't want anyone to lose money. I truly don't. It sucks. I never want anyone to lose money. The revenue, they lost revenue, by the way. They went from 18 to 15 for it. Yeah, it's genius.
Cool. Yeah.
So let's talk about the bad. We talked about the good, which was the statement that he said and then had no evidence to back it up. That was the only good part. Romeo plant closed. I'm not really going to get into this. Whatever. CEO stepped down. They're on their fourth CEO in 4 years. Good sign. Trucks catch fire. They have, after the truck caught fire and they blamed arson, I've already said this, but they then put it to another facility, and during the investigation, it caught fire again. Solid. Here's the problem, okay? Share dilution approved for 800 million outstanding shares to 1.6 billion, okay? They're doubling, all right? I personally, and I'll show you why, expect the share dilution to be within 30 days because they have just over 3 months of cash, barely. Nikola claims that they need 600 million to execute. That does not even get them through the year because, unfortunately, as we showed, their inventory is dropping quickly. And to produce trucks, you have to increase your cash burn even more and then get paid on the back end. 600 is not enough. They've also come up with this number like 5 different times in the last 3 years, and they keep on needing more. So that's not a surprise, right? I think they need 1 billion, but most likely they are going to do a share offering very soon because of their share price of about, I would guess, 240 million shares of the 800 that's approved, because that gets them to their 600 million, right? They're still dreaming, thinking that this price is going to go higher. It's not. Now is the time to do a share offering if you were the CEO. You need to get as much cash and as fast as you possibly can. And you lost 25% after earnings. This is not going anywhere. Now, what I told Vinny is I was really hoping for a short squeeze, because so I started my short already, all right? But I wanted about 1,500 to 2,000 in the short. I'm only at like 700. I was trying to slowly ease in just in case something happens. And unfortunately, I really thought this might squeeze to 5, but it did not. So hopefully it does. That'd be fantastic. Do you have your thing pulled up?
Yeah, I do. And actually, I had a thought maybe. You know what they really need to do is they need to come out and announce that they're going to do AI hydrogen trucks.
That would work. That would do a short squeeze.
That would be it. That's just gonna. How many times did they mention AI in their conference call? Probably not nearly enough times. That's
probably none. Probably none. This is interesting. Before we show Vinny's, so on this day where they lost 26%, here's my put options. You can't see my mouse. Here's my put options. I actually lost money, even though it was a high volume day and they were down 26%. And I was like, what the hell? And Vinny's going to explain why.
Yeah. So, options are tough, man. It's like, I like trading them. I think they're interesting, but it is dancing with fire because you need to be right about the stock, the direction of the move, the size of the move, and the timing of the move in order to actually profit on these things. They're super complicated, and you actually need like a good understanding of mathematical systems in order to be able to accurately predict them. Because you get things like this where the stock moved in Dylan's direction by like 25%, yet he still shows a loss on the options, which makes no sense, right?
Granted, I have a 9-month expiration. I'm waiting 6 months before I touch these.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, it may still work out in the end, but it's a complicated thing. So when you're looking at an option price, you have intrinsic value and extrinsic value. Intrinsic is the actual like dollar value within the price right now. Like say it's a $1.50 strike for like a call, and the stock is trading at $4 a share. You have a $1.50 of actual intrinsic value there.
Mm-hmm.
Extrinsic is a little more complicated. You have the time value, meaning how long before the option expires. In Dylan's case, it's like 9 months. Implied volatility is the other component here. Some stocks that are very, very volatile, meaning they move around a lot, they can have super wide kind of cones of distribution. The actual bell-shaped curve is really, really wide. So it's hard to actually put an accurate price on that. You're going to see what the implied volatility is for Nikola options, which is wild. Once again, stock down 25%. We already kind of talked about that. This is the options chain here, okay, for Nikola's stock. I am going to show you the two that I believe Dylan owns. I didn't actually confirm. And so some of the
50
issues
cents
here.
and $1.
Oh, okay. I thought yours was $2 put and $1.50 put.
50 cents and $1.
So it gets even worse as you start to get further away from the money. It acts a little bit differently. All right. But these are the two that I pulled up here. So this is a couple of the issues. Look at the volume here. 6 contracts traded. I checked this with Charles Schwab, by the way. That is correct.
Same?
The open
Wow.
interest is pretty significant here. There's a lot of contracts waiting to be traded, but you're looking at a spread that's like 10 cents wide or 10% on a $2 and something share, and very, very thin volume actually transacting. Even at the $1.50 strike here, it's still 29 contracts traded in a day. But look at these implied volatility numbers: 197%, 199%. They're expecting such a huge fluctuation in this that implied volatility, the extrinsic value of this option is going to be huge. That's part of the issue with using this kind of methodology on shorting or bear trading Nikola stock. Now, this other thing, there's a good metric for you to kind of pay attention to. Like I didn't pull up yours, but Delta, it tells you a couple different things. One, you could think of it as the likelihood of it being like in the money, according to this. They're saying only like 16% or 12% here. But the other thing it tells you is like how stock like it trades. When that number is higher, you're trading more like the stock. This number is extremely low, like 0.16. It is trading basically independently from the market of the stock itself. It only has like a 16% or so correlation to the actual stock, and then 12% here. It's way far off from the trading of the stock. This is trading as its almost own individual entity that is thinly traded and extremely volatile, meaning its reflection of Nikola degenerating is crappy. That's why that happened.
Right. The one thing, so these are like formulas and numbers. You can't actually look at aspects of the business. So one thing that this is not putting in is the fact that they have 3 months of money and that they have to do a share offering within 3 months. So that's the beneficial part. It was kind of funny because I was expecting to be like, oh man, I might have to sell some contracts for my rule to at break even. And I was like, oh no, I lost $20. Okay, never mind. So
yeah. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, be careful with those options. That's the lesson here. Sometimes it can save your butt. See my Apple video.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near the amount I wanted. I wanted like 40 or 50 contracts. I'm only at 20. So I can't short when it's this low and there's this much volume. I'm hoping there's a spike, but maybe not.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm hoping a reverse 10-for-1 stock split for you. So then you can short the hell out of it.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. All right, guys. Later.
Catch the next one.